Helen Mcentee wants Ireland to opt into an anti-human trafficking program. But first off, guys, I have to say a thank you to everybody that's bought me a coffee, that's liked, shared, and subscribed, that leaves a comment. I read every single one of your comments. By the way, sometimes I don't get to like the comment because if I like one comment, I have to like everybody's comment, but I do read all your comments. And thank you to everybody with the information, the criticism, the support, everything. Since I'm not doing my lives, I can't thank people on a live. The lives will be coming back soon. So I'm going to thank Caroline Bulger for the coffee. Caroline said, "Have a coffee on me. Keep up the good work." She bought me a coffee. And someone on the 3rd of April called someone, they want to stay anonymous. That's okay. Thank you very much. They bought me a coffee. They said, "The world is not a good place." And I think I thanked the person who stayed anonymous below that. Just bought me 3 coffees. Thank you very much. They're called someone, and Erica below that. So yes, thank you very much for the coffees. I appreciate that. I literally do buy coffee with it. A lot of people, buy other things. I just buy coffee with it. So listen, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thanks to everybody that has went and followed me on the other platforms like X and Rumble. The links can be found in the description along with the Buy Me a Coffee link. So let's get into the article now, guys. Helen Mcentee wants Ireland to opt in to an anti-human trafficking program. Well, I've got a few opinions about that. Ireland to opt in to new EU human trafficking regulation. Illegal entries into the EU were at their highest since 2016, rising to 380,000, the Dáil has heard. Minister of Justice Helen Mcentee stressed the importance of Ireland opting into a new EU regulation, which aims to improve police cooperation in the fight against human trafficking. It is clear that smuggling to and within the EU is reaching new heights, the minister said. And it's estimated that 90% of irregular migrants entering the EU have made use of smugglers. Globally, smuggling networks generate between 4 to 6 billion euros every year, the minister revealed. Ireland is committed to stepping up our fight against the criminal networks who take advantage of what is very clear human vulnerability in pursuit of what is very clearly just profits, she declared. The new directive will set up a prevention, detection, and investigation of migrant smuggling and trafficking and will allow EU member states to effectively prosecute organised criminal networks. To accomplish this, the European Centre Against Migrant Smuggling will be established in Europol, Minister Mcentee said. It will be tasked with providing strategic analysis, monitoring trends, and identifying cases that may require advanced operational support. The minister said that Ireland is opting in now in order to have a say on how the agency is configured. To fund the new agency, Europol will be given an additional 50 million to staff about 50 additional posts over the coming 3 years. The deadline to opt in is next Wednesday, the 17th of April. So they're cracking down on human trafficking, human smuggling into Europe. Now, the funny thing about that is, just let's take this locally. Let's not just talk about Europe. Let's just talk about Ireland and Helen Mcentee. Helen Mcentee said, if anybody comes into Ireland, they have to prove who they are, even if they don't have the correct documentation. And I would say to Helen, well, how can you prove who you are if you don't have the correct documentation? So you can see where the inconsistencies lie there with Helen herself. So I find this sort of like a subliminal contradiction. She is out here saying we need to fight against human trafficking coming into Europe, while at the same time not really caring about the people who come into Ireland. Think about it. It was just a couple of months ago that last week, the news article was released on a serial killer that was allowed into Ireland because of Ireland's open door policies. Ireland, out of all European states, has the most open door policy. And from hearing people who are traveling to Europe, they come to Ireland first to get their foot through the door because it's so open and it's so easy to get into. And while we're on the topic of criminal gangs, human trafficking, well, there was a lady who was around the 777 bombers who done a hit piece for RTE, and she was a de-radicalized Muslim lady who said that whenever she was around the 777 bombers, She was able to tally up numbers like there's 150 plus jihadi terrorists residing in Ireland. So how can Helen Mcentee come here with all the support for this new regulation, this new task force, this new operational task force to stop criminal gangs smuggling people into Europe, when she herself has allowed thousands of undocumented males to flood Ireland and basically lie to you and say, well, they've all been screened when we know they haven't. So what does she do? Where does she go from here? Well, she needs to be honest. She needs to be honest with herself and say to herself, well, I'm not fit for the job because I've allowed so many people into my own country. How can I stop people coming in to Europe and breaching European borders? All in all, I find this a very contradictory situation, a very hypocritical situation. I see this as just blowing smoke up people's arse, just trying to gain support, get the votes. There's always going to be whack jobs that vote for these people, but it's clear now that where Ireland stands on things, they stand for mass migration into Ireland. They don't care what the people have to say. So for them to opt into a thing like this is not them trying to protect Ireland, but it's them trying to keep face and say, well, look, we're for the protection of Europe. We don't want illegal migration into Europe. We don't want criminal gangs operating in Europe. So we're going to join this to get ahead of the game. So we'll have a say in the matter. It's nothing to do with that. It's basically just to get your votes. So people, dum-dums that watch RTE and, the mainstream media think, well, yeah, Helen's doing her job, when in fact she's not doing her job because they've basically started the destruction of Ireland. That's what I have for you today, folks. It's a short video for you, but crazy stuff. Let me know your opinion in the comment section. Remember to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment in the comment section. Go follow me on the free speech platforms like Rumble and X. The links can be found in the description and the comment section. Thanks to everybody that's bought me a coffee. The link for that can also be found in the description and comment section. Also, hypocrisy in Ireland. People contradicting themselves. People saying that we love Ireland when we know all they love is the money, and they're just career snake politicians. Another day of wacky Ireland.